eventually along the way. Okay, sorry, Char, I gotta get a Kanye moment in real quick because I just want to say, Mom and Dad, I love you. Please don't get this story messed up, everyone. My parents are the bomb. The way they've sacrificed and shown up for me, the way that they have loved me in the midst of their pain and trauma, in the midst of their triumphs, the ways that they have overcome their past traumas. I mean, it's very important that when you look at situations like these and when you go through situations like these, that you consider your parents' history and their experiences and who they were before they were your parents and who they became as your parents. Just saying, but I love you guys. You're the bomb. And if anyone wants to say anything about that, come see me because it's my parents. Okay, I'm done. I learned eventually along the way to extend grace to them, to extend grace to myself, and to also forgive. But that was a loss, and it birthed that in me, because if that didn't happen, what else would have birthed that? But that birthed something in me. That pain was a vehicle for sure. And a lot of people say, yeah, if that happened again, I'll do it again for this. And I don't think I would do that again. I don't want to see death, hell, in the grave. I'll leave that to Jesus. I'm good. I don't want to do that again. I don't want to do that again. But I'm grateful for it. Okay. Maybe that's something I need to mature in, but I don't want to do that again. And a lot of times, situations similar to mine, situations of trauma in general, birth something in us. And when you've gone through a loss like that, although there's so much lesson and valuableness in those situations, you begin to be familiar with opposition. And so when something happens that you've prayed for and something happens that you've hoped for, and you haven't expected that, or you've always braced yourself for disappointment. You're on that ride and you're like bracing yourself for the twists and turns of it, and it actually ends up being smoother and more seamless than what you imagine. And you come to a halt, realizing, whoa, this is actually for me, or this wasn't by mistake, this wasn't by accident. And that joy that you have, you voluntarily forfeited because of really being afraid, the fear of it all. See, the thing about joy that makes happiness different, and I'm gonna just get churchy for a moment. The thing about joy that's different from happiness is that the world can't give you joy and the world can't take it away.
They got a preview. He has to do something. I've been praying for this. I've been waiting. But this year,
it is something that is innate. It is born within you. It can't be removed. Happiness fluctuates, but joy, you can find joy really in some of the toughest situations. And I know because I have found joy in some of the toughest situations. Some of the toughest situations I found joy. And that same joy can be found in situations where we've least expected it, as far as, again, arriving to this place of being. And really my heart goes out to people who've had to brace themselves their whole life for the worst. Where, you know, there's sayings of prepare for the worst but expect the best. You're preparing for the unexpected and expecting the worst at the same time. And if that's been your mindset your whole life, I do not relate to you, but I understand, right? So I may have not been in your shoes to have to go through that your whole life, but I understand that mindset, that way of living. And so I'm saying that when that opportunity comes, understand these few things, right? Combat that thought process with this. You are worthy. You are worthy, and you don't owe anyone an explanation for that joy that you have. You are worthy of it. You belong there. It's not your skin color. It's not your gender. It's not where you come from, how much money you have in your bank account. It's you, the essence of who you are. You belong there. You are loved and you are called and you are chosen for this, for such this time. There's never been a you before in existence, so why be someone else? We need you as you are, where you are. And know that you don't have to do anything, but just embrace it. Take it in and accept it. It's your blessing. Accept it and embrace it. And when you feel like, I'm finally winning in this area of my life, that was a huge win. It was a huge win for all of my family to come together for my sister's graduation. That was a huge win when we were able to actually sit down and talk about situations that were really tender and sensitive for us. It was a huge win when I was able to own that and understand that it didn't happen to me, it happened for me. Right? And that's an example of one situation, but I've had to come face to face with so many others, and I will continue to have to come face to face with others because life goes on. And don't forfeit your joy, because only you can give it away. Mind you, the world can't take it and the world can't give it to you. So only you can give it away. And so take your joy and value it and receive this moment. Peace.